Is that why you
The,
got
like-
me a Prada bag to carry my tampons in? You're adorable. What a friend. I love you so much. Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Aaron and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. Week 4 of the season, and we don't have our act together, but that's fine. Is it still week 3? It's week 4, yeah?
It's week 4. It's technically
Don't
week
do
4.
filler, people.
Why? What happened?
This was a long time ago. It ruined my eye. Filler, not good. Not good.
Yeah. Well,
And when I get
all you
tired,
got to
it
do
gets
is do some
darker
Google
and
searches
dented
on my
and more
images and
and
tell you
more,
that
and I'm tired.
that filler's not good. I was Puff
And
the
you're-
Magic Dragon for a while, but I haven't. I'm trying to do the not wash my hair every day thing so it doesn't dry out. So this has hairspray and a lot of dry shampoo from yesterday. How's everyone doing, guys? Pre-game. Here we go. Love you all. Liz Borchik. How do you keep your immunity and energy up with all the travel you do? Erin, you start this one off since you're traveling currently.
I take 75,000 supplements. Thorn, I take them all. I need to take them from this morning, but I had an empty stomach because I was getting on the flight and then I was delayed 2 hours, all the things. I had a gate crowder, which I'll get to in the big show. She had a real attitude and I had a real attitude back. Don't mess with me, gate crowder, when it's not your row and I'm 2.5 hours delayed. Anyways, a lot of supplements. I pump the magnesium. I pump the vitamin C. I pump the probiotics. I pump it all. And I highly recommend you do too. Thorn, Thorne. That's right, Thorn.
I haven't tried that, but I'm an AG1 gal, 75 vitamins and minerals.
Yep.
Stay true to your health. Comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition, if I do say so myself, because I am not someone who can keep track of all the vitamins. In fact, we had this conversation before the season started. I am a one-shot gal, 1 scoop, 8 ounces of water. Not an ad, but it is an ad, but I'd still do it anyways. People ask me all the time, like, do you actually use it? I do. I love Athletic Greens. It's the one thing I'm very consistent with. So we've got that going for us, which is nice. Anonymous, take it away, sister.
Anonymous, I'm a dog sitter. How can I nicely say, I don't want to watch your dogs?
Shit.
I would just say
mine?
that.
Oh my God, Devin, is this you?
What if it is?
Wonder if it's our
I think
dog
you
walker.
just did, Anonymous.
Darn it. I really hope that this isn't you, Devin, because I love you so much. God,
Shoot.
I don't know. I mean, yes. Okay.
I think you say it.
I'm so dependent on my sweet angel,
Same.
Devin. And I don't know what I would do without her. I mean, this is my version of childcare, right? Where it's like I had to change my schedule on her today because things happen and her ability to adjust. I would pay an enormous amount of money if she said she was going to leave me. I'd be like, what do you need? What do you want? So if you're the dog sitter and you don't want to do it, yeah, you got to just tell them, because dogs for me are my children and I wouldn't want you watching my dogs if
You don't want to
you
watch
didn't want
them
to anymore. Yeah.
Also, if you are Charissa's
opportunity.
if you are Charissa's dog sitter, you got to follow up with us through the Anonymous. Let us know.
She would never do that. It would be like the worst breakup I've ever had if she did that to me. But if you're not Devin, then I have to say, yeah, you got to be honest. Well, you don't have to be completely honest. Just say that you have another opportunity that's taking you away from dog sitting altogether. Don't hurt the person's feelings. That's not nice. Mary Lenti 751. Are friendships like what you two share rare in the profession? Yeah, I mean, I think that I guess if I was to look across the landscape and thought about it until you asked this question, Mary, I think there's a lot of friendships in this business. Female friendships. I know that, we have other people in this business that we're friends with, but to the degree of us, no, I don't think anyone's as great of friends as we are. But that's just my observation. No, I'm just kidding. Taylor Rooks, who I work with, I know that she's very close with Joy Taylor. There's a lot of other relationships. I just like when I see other females truly being friends with one another, because we all know that that's not the case. But yeah, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I talk to Kevin 7 times a day, probably as much as I
Oh,
talk
sure.
to you. And then I just left Kevin voice messages about what I was talking to you about last night. So I feel like you have such a great close relationship. We talked about this with your guys on Amazon. And it's more of like a brother, work husband kind of vibe. That's what mine is with Kevin. I have a fun text chain going on with Kev and TB, which is a really good time. But yeah, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I'll
I
be
was thinking
honest,
more
women in the
female, but yeah.
profession, yeah, it's probably rare. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
But friends,
I'll leave.
yeah,
Yeah.
as far as group, just leave that one alone. As far as groups go, yeah, I think that there's probably more than you think, which is really great. I love that,
So
because
great.
like anything, any profession that you have and you spend so much time together, I would hope that you have, deep, meaningful relationships with the people that you love and care about in work. That was a long-winded answer.
I
Okay,
love
you're
it.
up, girl.
Okay, Nolan Big M. What is the best way to share constructive criticism?
Hmm.
Communication for me in general is horrible. And that really sucks because I majored in telecommunications and I'm in communications. So that's not great. Hmm, I don't know. I think it's always great to say, what can I do better on my end? And then
Hmm.
say, this part
Good.
maybe, this part isn't working for me. How could we maybe cater this a little better? I have so many examples on the top of my head that I won't get into right now, but maybe just say, yeah, this isn't really working for me right now. But first of all, before we get to that, what can I do for you to make things better? Yeah.
That's a
Charissa,
good way.
help.
I would say this. I always um like you, I would start with what it is that I could do better. It depends
I
on
agree.
who we're talking about here, because if you're the manager and you're in the superior role, I think it's really important to start with the positives. You're doing a great job at this, and this, and then because you're such a great employee and you always want to get better, these are the areas that you can focus on. This and this. So for
Yes.
me, I'm more receptive when you start with the positive and then come through and say, here, but I know, these are the areas that could use some improvement, because then you're not feeling like I don't respond well to, you're terrible, you're terrible. I mean, you're great, but like, you're terrible, you're terrible. So it's like, I'm better as more of a positive D'Amico Ryan's kind of
Yes.
coach, as opposed to I know some people like the Belichickian like model, the old school model. That's not really my style. I don't respond well to negativity. I'm more of a Pete Carroll rah rah rah
Hmm.
person.
Can I give a
Um,
coach a shout out?
please.
Yesterday couldn't have been worse for the Dallas Cowboys. Well, it could have been worse. I did the game a couple days after their strength trainer passed away in front of all of them. Had an
Oh
aneurysm
God.
or
Yeah.
whatever he ended up suffering in the weight room. I worked that game 3 days later, and it was horrible. But in terms of a team and on both sides of the ball struggling, and you pointed this out to me, and this is one of my talks I had with Kevin today. That is where we kind of earn our money as sideline reporters and feel bad if you have a heart as a broadcaster. Yes, it's part of the job. It's why these guys are paid. But standing in the hallway waiting for Mike McCarthy to come out after he had addressed his team and trying to stop the bleeding on both sides of the ball in that Ravens Cowboys game, I looked at him as he walked out and I said, Coach, I am so sorry. And he goes, Why are you sorry? This is your job. I loved him
No.
so much for that. He's just so
Yeah.
lovely and sweet. And when you mentioned a coach, that made me think of him. And I do
Yeah.
believe he isn't, I believe he's a coach like that, a very positive coach like that.
That is really nice. And for those of you that did not see Aaron's report, we always do a post-week recap on Sunday night if we can, depending on travel schedules. And I just had pointed out to her that it was nice in her report, to acknowledge that that's a difficult situation for a coach to be in, because some people just get right down to the X's and O's, and you have to remember these are people. Yes, albeit they're paid a lot. Yes, this is their job. Yes, they're a professional, coach in the National Football League, but they're still humans. And I think that the message in all of that is treating people like humans in a difficult situation can go a long way. I always think about the one moment that I had with Jennifer Garner on a red carpet, and she was going through a divorce with Ben Affleck. And there was this agenda question you have to ask about the divorce. And having been through a divorce, I was like, no, I'm not going to ask about the divorce, because that's what everyone wants. And everybody wants the one soundbite from her on her divorce. And she's a human on the other side of this red carpet. And yes, she has to be here because it's part of her job. And I just put the microphone behind my back and I said, they want me to ask you about your divorce. I'm not going to do it. I said, but I'm just going to ask what your Halloween plans are and answer it however you want it. And then
you're so great.
So gracious. And she said, because I believe that because I had tried to be a human in that moment, she said, our Halloween plans are great. Ben and I are going to take the kids trick-or-treating. And she gave me the most generous response, because hopefully she didn't feel like I was just trying to get a gotcha moment. So anyways, that's my rambling. But yeah, even if it's your job, still treating people like humans are important. Is that an answer to your question about constructive criticism, Noelle? I don't think it is, but you know what? That's what this podcast is all about, tangents. Melanie D. 1012. I love Aaron Rodgers. How's our boy doing? Well, I love that you love Aaron Rodgers. Aaron and I both love Aaron Rodgers. And I got to say, if you watched any of that game on Thursday night against the Patriots, he looked like vintage Aaron Rodgers, and he was moving so well outside of the pocket. And I imagine that for him, and I know I didn't get a chance to talk to him because he didn't jump up on the desk with us afterwards, which I'm so upset about. Aaron, I really was looking forward to having that chat with you.
I didn't like it either.
Aaron and I, we love Aaron, and I just selfishly, I wanted to celebrate that moment with him as a group. But yes, but in his post-game interview with Kaylee, he was talking about how he felt like his old self. And so I can only imagine.
I'd rather have been up there on the desk. I was waiting. I was dialed in. I had my jammies on. I was looking forward to two of my really good friends yucking it up.
Yeah,
I didn't love it. Well, this brings up a great point. I get really sensitive when our people, it's not that they don't make the time. I've made jokes to Tom Brady about it. Oh, remember the game that you threw for 400 yards and you ran right past me on post game and I reapplied lip gloss? Are you insane? It's just rude. Or now Aaron, when I talk to him, how dare you not go up on that desk with Charissa? It does get personal. And I realize we talked about it. I've talked about it with Tom and whatever with Aaron. But yeah, they have lives. They have things they want to do. He wanted to get in there, probably go to see the media and get back, get home or whatever. But it's like, no, this is our Oscars night. What is wrong with you? Yeah. God.
I was so happy for him, though, because I imagine that independent of not doing what we wanted him to do, just to be able to get back out there and terrible memories from the last time he was on that field. And I haven't worked a ton of games at MetLife, but the guys, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who played for the Jets, was like, this is the most energetic I have ever heard this place. So the enthusiasm, Peter Schrager, who also has been to many a games at MetLife, echoed the same sentiments. And just because he was there was like, this was awesome. And that Jets fans were just excited to see him back out on the field and perform the way that he did. And that one pass to Garrett Wilson was so nasty. I was like, oh my God. It's like, if that's a sign of things to come, if you're a Jets fan or an Aaron Rodgers fan, then you're in for a show.
Jules was there and didn't let you know. I gathered from the Sunday show.
No,
I'm sorry. What friendship is this?
Julian Edelman, acting like he's so busy up there doing his Patriot swipe up ad. No, you know what? You text your friend when you're there. Knock it off.
See what the temperature is, Jules. Give us a call.
Exactly. Julian Edelman, whenever he texts Aaron and I, just says or calls us and says, checking the temperature. Well, the temperature was ice cold when he iced me out of letting me know he was there. Anywho, next up.
Him. LM Rhodes 79. I trust your opinions. Oh shit. I just skipped one. Sorry.
No, it doesn't matter.
Captain Big Wood. Do you ever envy family or friends with a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job? It's actually a great thing to bring up right now. I am
Okay, you go
busting
first.
my hump right now. I just went from Dallas to Tampa. I'm going home. We're going to wait out and see how this hurricane is here this week. Then I'm coming back to Tampa. I've seen my kid all of 2 minutes. I won't be getting Mother of the Year award, but as Chris and I said to each other last night, we are busting our asses for a reason. Remind us of, we want to remind each other that this is the job we love. This is the life we asked for. It does get hard, but I don't think I'm a 9 to 5 gal. As much as I bitch about it, I'm not.
Before I move on to my take on this, you're not allowed to say you're a bad mother. You're an excellent mother. And as I pointed out to you on a text, my mother worked 3 jobs. My dad had 2 jobs. And never once growing up did I think to myself when my mom wasn't there at nights because she had a night job. She worked at a restaurant and my dad was taking care of us or a babysitter was taking care of us. Never once did I say, oh, I have a bad mother. I remember her being such a hard worker and working so we could have things. So Mac is so little. First of all, he's not even going to remember these moments. He's going to remember the love that you gave him, and he's going to look back and think of how proud he is to have a mother that works as hard as you do. So you're not allowed to say you're a bad mom. I'm not going to let you get away with that. As for a 9 to 5, no, I've had a 9 to 5 before, and that was when my days of working in HR at Fox. And I got to tell you what, I knew then that that is not a place that I could ever be, respectfully to anyone that can have a regimented schedule, because I am not a regimented gal. I am all over the place. So for my temperament, my overall personality, it's better for me to be all over the map as opposed to just in one central location and driving to the same location every day. That being said, there is something I can understand why people do like structure, because then they can plan their life accordingly. Like, we get calls daily with movements to our schedule. So it's just a personality thing that you've got to be open and willing to adjust. And I want to give a shout out to Steve, because today I had to tell him that I'm not back on Friday this week because now I'm going to go do an interview, which I love. No, my God, why are you saying sorry? We'll get into that on the big show. Erin feels like a need to apologize because her and I share positions on things, and she thinks that because she can't do it, then it gets dumped on me. No, I want to do all these things, but I appreciate that Steve and Jarrett's very much the same way, that when we call and have audibles of, hey, we're sent to do this, we're sent to do that, they're not like, what the fuck? They're like, no problem. What can we do to help? And it is so awesome to have a partner that has that response when you say something to them instead of the opposite, because I've had that.
Agreed.
All right. Last but not least, LM Rhodes, 79. I trust your opinions on this. Best deodorant.
I don't have one now.
I know.
I stink. I mean, no, I don't, but it's not what I had with Mitchum Women. And I don't understand why Mitchum Women, Joel Santos, don't call me. I already know Chris is getting the Saquon interview. I got it. Jesus. Yes, it's fine. Hey, just giving you a heads up. Anywho, real life time, guys. This is how our lives go. Also, I told him I was going to be recording the podcast, so if he could refrain from calling me. Anyways, it's fine. I don't have BO.
20 minutes ago.
I just don't like. I need help.
Okay, here's what I have. I do not smell, but I am constantly like breath, like my overconsumption of perfume. Sweet Jeanette that works at Fox yesterday, as I was walking down the hall, she goes, I knew you were coming. I smelled you. And I was like, Jesus, who is asphyxiating the employees here at Fox? Because I'm just constantly spraying perfume to ensure that I don't smell. But I carry deodorant with me everywhere, because the worst feeling I could have is that like one little whiff where you're like, is that me? Oh, the fucking worst. I was in the green room the other day. Oh, the small little secret ones. The small little
secret doesn't work for me. It's no secret. It doesn't work.
It's no secret either that it's not always that brand, but it's whatever is available in the travel section. I love a travel section of a CVS. I go in there and I think to myself, oh my God, look at these cute little things. I love all them.
I need more variety though. They've had the same shit for 20 years. It's like, I need new brands.
That's fair. You don't want the Crest toothpaste constantly.
I love a Crest. I'd love a deal with them. But I mean, the hairspray is still rave. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you what hairspray, Tresemme, this is for you.
Ooh,
I don't need I don't need the spray that has the squirt that just like goes everywhere. Like I like an aerosol spray.
Yeah.
Like you know which one I'm talking about that has the one pump and it's like so wet that it's like you spray it once.
Oh God, do they still make it? CVS Travel? They need to update that shit. It's 30 years old.
If I could play Family Feud with like, give me the top 5 items of the travel section, I'm like, I got Aveeno lotion, I got Crest toothpaste, I've got
Irish Spring travel soap,
Irish Spring travel soap, and Q-tips for the win. I don't know if there's a top 5, but those are the top 5 off my head.
They also need to update those square plastic soap carriers that they put in there. No one's traveling with those. That's why they're still there, because they're still available in like pink and purple. No one's traveling with soap.
Who's putting the Dove bar in that and traveling for? No, you're so right. In fact, I have a PSA, a call to action. When I went to try to find stuff for you for the travel, they don't make cute travel little carrier things anymore. Or maybe they have them on Amazon. I haven't searched around. If anyone knows.
Is that why you got me a Prada bag to carry my tampons in? You're adorable. What a friend. I love you so much. You're like one of the best thoughtful people ever. Well, here's a little Prada bag for you to put your tampons in. What a gal.
Yeah, I love you. Oh, well, we'll talk about this on the big show, the travel tips and tricks, because this is a lot of our life for the next 6 months is traveling. And I know we talk about airplanes and hotels and all the other stuff, but I have a question. And gate crowders. So we will get to that and a whole lot more on the big show. Stay with us. We're just getting started. Week 4.
I can't wait to talk about my updos too.
Ooh, oh my God. I love that updo. We need an update on the updo.
Up, down. Calm Down with Aaron and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.